Many people are about to get wrecked. And no, this isn't some crazy statement to grab your attention. This is the facts. And I'm here to present you with the reason why. Now, I want everyone that follows me who has invested time into watching me to learn from what I'm about to say and to heed this warning. Again, this isn't me trying to just simply blow up some really basic thing. This is me front running what is about to happen in the industry. I can see it. And I think a lot of people who watch the market closely, who are very informed and, spend a lot of time in crypto, have already seen it as well. And this is something I touched on very briefly in a video I made yesterday. And that is the ongoing events that are going to pretty much cull most of the cryptocurrencies. Now, I want to say for the record, I am going to go on blast that I'm going to be probably heavily criticized with some of the statements that I have made, and I'm going to reiterate in this video because it's going to challenge a lot of people's investments, right? And the thing about life is when you challenge someone's health or wealth or family, that's like big no-goes. I can get the family side of thing, that's understandable, and I can kind of with health sort of understand. I think I take a very strong stance to that opinion as well. But I think investments and money really hits people in that same regard because you're challenging where they can make their money. You have to understand what I'm about to tell you isn't me criticizing some of these projects or the narrative because I don't like you or I don't like those projects. I'm just in the industry to make money just like you. I'm trying to just give you, your best put your best interests at heart first, okay? So there's no smoke and mirrors. So, all right, enough for the waffling. What am I talking about? Guys, crypto is shifting to a more enterprise-focused world. We are moving away from this heebie-jeebie retail speculation industry, and we have to start taking our investments more seriously. With XRP and its ongoing lawsuit, I think we can all agree that there's going to be some sort of framework in place very soon. Now, I called this about 8 or 9 months ago. I read some articles and they were now deleted from like Cointelegraph, citing some politicians over in the US saying there's going to be a framework implemented very soon. And so they were I couldn't find them. They must have been deleted. But anyway, so I've kind of known a framework is at least in the forefront of a lot of the congressmen over in the US. So I think that'll be coming very soon. But when it does, you can damn well bet your money that those crappy little altcoins, the ones that make up most of the 26,000 projects floating around the space right now, are going to fall off and die. And they're going to take your money with them. I'm telling you, they will take your money and run. Those developers don't have the time and resources to challenge and fight the powers that be. Even the large projects don't have that sort of money. Most of them at least anyway. So what I'm saying is be careful. Now, what projects am I talking about here? Well, we have the whole range of meme coins. We have all the shit coins most people can discern, right? When I first got into crypto, what did my dad say? My dad said, Kyron, there's a project called Dogecoin. Don't buy it. And I was like, why? He's like, it's just built around other people wanting to buy it. It doesn't mean anything. It's useless. And so my dad, who understood what Bitcoin was, like it's a digital money, he knew that. That was the second. He didn't even know Ethereum, right? So this is something I think we all understand, right? And I had a very valuable comment the other day saying, dude, I get it. Makes sense. I'm just here to make money. And that's cool. But most of us, right, the general population don't know enough about crypto or investing to take these educated guesses and challenges and try to extract that value. So projects like that are going to die, your meme coins, your shit coins, so on and so forth. And I hear people all the time, even, influencers saying, if it's got 1 or 2 bits of utility, it must be a good project, buy in. It had, check the chart. Hey, look, the chart went up 10x last bull run. It's probably going to go up 30x this bull run. Buy in. It's got 2 bits of utility. It's like so frustrating to me because when we talk about this sort of stuff, we're not talking about playing around with monopoly money. We're not talking about football, soccer. We're not talking about, dancing, right? We're talking about people's livelihoods here, money. That's why you see me on screen so passionate about telling you guys important things to look at. And so I want to reiterate this, right? Be very careful about what you absorb and listen to because chances are those projects are probably bad. It's more than just utility you have to look at, right? And so I have made it my purpose on this channel to, again, no smoke and mirrors, no hidden agenda, to actually just say it how it is. And so what I'm about to say is going to, again, challenge a lot of your mental thoughts, right? A lot of your beliefs. And again, it's probably going to trigger a lot of you. I might get a lot of hate on this, and I'm happy to accept that if it's going to save 1 or 2 people from buying some crap project, that there are a lot of popular projects out there that have been shilled to you And then because they've been shilled by popular influencers, smaller influencers pick it up and go, hey, it must be pretty good. So they don't know what they're talking about, right? And I'm not going to call out particular names, but for a fact, a lot of proof of work cryptocurrencies, and I'm going on a bit of a tirade with proof of work right now, so please forgive me, but it's just true that they are not designed in a lot of the ways they are intended to be designed for, at least trying to target the markets carefully. Businesses, where's the world moving, guys? Think, like, zoom out of crypto. Where's the world heading? The world is heading to a place where it's going to be controlled, even more centrally controlled, right? This isn't a tinfoil hat theory. This is facts. More centrally controlled, all right? COVID was a prime example of what is to come, and people accepted that shit. How many people were locked up and okay with that? Like that, at a whim, okay? And what did it all become? A nothing burger. That's a whole different story for a different video. I don't want to get all you guys like, oh, he's a conspiracy theorist. But, so the world's becoming more centralized. The governments are going to control more narratives. And what's the biggest narrative being pushed? Climate change. There's this whole narrative of the world's melting and we got to be careful and stop emissions and shit. So you really think you're going to sit there and tell me that a business wanting to get more connections in the real world, advertise their sponsor, become more connected, essentially, right? Integrate with this, like Nike or whatever it might be, right? You know what I'm trying to say here. And then you imagine them trying to pitch their company to someone and say, hey, well, we use transfers on this network. We use Bitcoin to process transfers on a Lightning network. They're going to go, who cares? We're using proof of work? And they say, no, that's fine. We do carbon offsets. Cool. You still use Bitcoin. It's against the narrative. It's a big no-no to our investors, right? Actual stock market investors who will literally sell their stock because of a bad decision the company makes. So you have to understand, this is the way it's all moving. We're moving away from retail speculation like you and I. We're moving away from this la-di-da-di fairyland where we've been able to make so much money based off dumb money. Now, dumb money is going to still be here, don't get me wrong, but we're moving into a new time and era of the enterprise adoptions. We have to find those projects that are going to be at the forefront of capturing actual market demand. And so I want to say this for the record, guys. When we're doing our research, you can forget about the team and the investors and all that sort of stuff. That can come next. We got to focus on, again, I'm going to push this till I'm black and blue in the face. Number one, where's the project looking to absorb, where's the market, right? Where's it going to absorb the demand from? What markets, essentially, right? Then we can look at the meme. What's its point of difference? What's the wow factor? And then the third thing, before we get into, again, anything else, is we have to look as if it can actually absorb that demand permanently, move the price up. Because again, I think 2025 will still see lots of dumb money in the market, which is good for you and I because that's how we make our money, right? As long as my subscribers aren't being dumb money, that's the main premise here. And then so once we move away from that in 2025, 2030 will be the day of reckoning, I believe where we start to see the narratives in the real world really push, right? This ESG, climate change sort of thing, where we see enterprises start to follow a more strict schedule or framework. Crypto becomes more regulated, therefore a lot of the projects die off, and so therefore you need to make sure that you're hedging into the right ones now, and you're at least learning this now so that when that day comes, you are most prepared. Okay, so again, this is simply a warning to anyone that actually cares to listen. I'm sure everyone that doesn't really care right now has probably tuned off already, exited the video. If not, you are someone who I regard as smart money. You might not know it right now. You might not actually be, you might not know anything about technical processes or the protocol itself. You might not know anything about economics or at least how tokenomics work within a token itself, within a cryptocurrency. And you might not know anything about business models, but you're on the channel, you're listening this far because you care and you want to learn. And so that's what I respect. And so it's going to take some time. Again, I think 2025 we can get away with this, but definitely by 2030, you want to know all this stuff like the back of your hand, right? So guys, thank you so much for watching. Please spread the message. And now I kind of pointed fingers at proof of work here. It's more than just proof of work, right? There's other cryptocurrencies designed in such ways that aren't going to scale. Even proof of stake networks that are highly centralized as well. That's not going to scale because businesses aren't going to want to use that infrastructure because guess what? How do you feel about relying on the whole back end of your company, especially if it's a multi-billion-dollar company, on the fact of 3 nodes? 3 random nodes out in the middle of, God knows who they are, right? Could be an 18-year-old. So every 18-year-old nowadays seems to be a multimillionaire, right? So it's important we recognize fact and fiction here, and you're being fed fiction from a lot of people who don't even know what the hell is coming out of their mouth. So heed my warning, be careful, and obviously I have your best interests at heart. So guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate you staying through right to the very end. Let me know what you think down below. Most importantly, educate friends, family, and just people you care about this sort of stuff. It really is very important. Take good care. Talk to you all soon.